Live from New York, this is WIUR Radio.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another edition of Ball Noise. The semester is winding down, but the talks about any sport that we're going to be discussing today are going to be just as hot. Welcome back once again. Alongside, as always, Cameron Woolley and Luke Dolan. I'm Robbie Basil. I'm so happy to be with everyone back again. You know, only a month before the semester ends, but there's still so much to talk about. And we'll talk more about WIR stuff later because he gets to make your debut as a play-by-play broadcaster tomorrow, which is a very big achievement for you. But we're not going to focus on that just yet, unfortunately, despite Cam making a very big history for himself. We have to talk about teams underachieving, and that is why we're calling this episode Titleless. It's not mainly for the Masters reference, but it's mainly for underachievers, and it did work out that way. And we begin with one team of inevitable failure, other than my New York Islanders. That is the boys from Manhattan, the Rangers, who they found a way to disappoint yet again, as they are essentially, I believe, pretty much eliminated from the playoffs.
They lose again, or if Montreal wins, they're out.
It's essentially over for the boys in blue. And Luke, the floor will be yours in just a moment. Rangers season essentially over. Underachieving is inevitable. You have a guy to your right who made the playoffs last night. First of all, congratulations.
Because of the Rangers loss.
First of all, congratulations. Welcome back to the playoffs, New Jersey Devils. You guys get your 2-second applause.
First time that it's happened twice in 3 years.
Good.
In my time that I've been a fan. So this is
good for you guys.
This is a rarity for me. I'm used to the playoffs only happening once every 6 or 7 years. This is the first time that it's happened on this frequent of a basis for me. So it's weird. I'm not used to this. I haven't practiced. I don't have enough practice or experience with the mental anguish of playoff hockey. I mean, I'm starting to grow the beard though. I'm not.
You are starting to do that. I'll give you that.
I mean, I always have a little scruff.
Yeah, but
I'm actually growing. I'm growing this thing out. I'm not shaving until the Devils get knocked out.
Bro's trying to be Joe Thornton. Everyone should be concerned. But by the way, I just got to mention this. You sound like a Mets fan after the Mets have made the playoffs for 2 times in 3 years or whatever it was entering the fall. And
Luke,
now you sound like
you want to punch me right now, Luke.
But
no, not really.
You want to punch me. The look that you have on your face.
I have. There are a lot of other people higher on that list. All right.
So
I can name 18 of them.
That's concerning. So while concerns are everyone take a seat. Maybe grab some popcorn. Maybe grab a good snack. I don't know what snack you would use for something like this. Maybe a pizza bagel. I don't know. But
pizza bagel.
So good.
Yeah, I know.
I haven't had one in years.
Same. But we are going to give the floor over to Luke for the second team essentially eliminated from the playoffs after my Islanders were also essentially eliminated, because who wants to win a game in April? Is that a foreign concept to New York teams, Cam? Is that a foreign concept?
Being eliminated in April for New York.
No, I'm saying the Islanders are allergic to winning.
I mean, I think
we just suck.
Well, I mean, New York teams have done a lot of losing in the last decade and a half.
We like to lose.
New York loves losing.
If you like failure and losing, especially if you're a fan of every team but the Bills, apparently.
No, dude. The Bills.
No, there's a couple more than that.
The Bills are they're still pretty miserable.
Oh yeah, no.
Don't get it twisted.
If you like,
yes, they have Josh Allen, but they always lose in the playoffs.
If you like failure and you like disappointment and you just like being pissed off, New York sports in a nutshell. And New Jersey, the Devils, in probably about 2 or 3 weeks. But we're not going to get thrown over to New Jersey just yet. We'll stick with Manhattan. And Luke, the floor is yours after you finish off your sip of water. The Rangers are done. Essentially, talk us through it.
Well, they're about to be officially eliminated soon enough. But, they were oh. Well, they're technically still in it until, the next lose. But they were eliminated since late November when Chris Jury sent out a memo saying, hey, if you guys don't start winning now, you will all be traded. And they were like, all right, we're going to not try for 6 weeks. And then, it was over then. Nothing that anyone could ever do to rectify it would ever work. Not getting JT Miller, who I'm now starting to be kind of like, he was fun. He can go away now. It's unmitigated disaster. I've never hated a team more than this New York Rangers team that were one of my own teams. They went out and quit. And when they get eliminated from the playoff contention, they will be the first team ever to win the President's Trophy and then miss the playoffs the next year 2 times in their history. The last time was in the 92 season and the 93 season.
Don't you dare make the parallel that I think you're going to make. Don't you dare.
I'm not, because that would require actually good players being here. There are no good players here. There's none. I want a lot of these guys gone. Mika Zibanejad can go take a hike. Vincent Trocheck can go take a hike. Chris Kreider can go be injured with his back somewhere else. JT Miller, go away. You do nothing, essentially. Well, you do something, but you're not really the star player you were at the beginning of your run here, like your second stint. Who else? Keandre Miller, I'll listen to offers. Panarin, I'll listen to offers. As safe can be is like Igor and Fox. And even then, I don't even think I might even consider listening to offers on those players. Because the core is run and they're about to run out another head coach. Presumably Peter Laviolette will be fired whenever that day comes. That would be their third coach that they've run out. This core group of losers have run out. And while, I can't say Laviolette's been a great coach, but what do I want to be on fire more, the mill or the granary? They're both on fire. Speaking of which, because he scratched Gabe Perreault last night, because he's trying to win hockey games. We burned a year of his ELC already for no real reason. And we're not even playing all games remaining. Like they signed him to an ELC when they didn't really need to, ultimately. And I'm not even playing Brennan Othman in top 6 minutes anymore, or right now. And don't even get me started on the power play. There was thoughts of like, why not just fire Laviolette now and let Michael Pekka take over? Well, these players stop giving a crap about the season and long before. So they stopped listening to the coaching staff here. And I want all of them gone because I want a lot of these people gone. There's nothing here. They're all rotten. They can't score in the power. Since March 5th, they've left more shorthanded goals and scored power play goals. Since March. And you know what? I gotta say, they don't play defense. They do not play defense. On the power play, especially, I've never seen a 3-on-1 where the 3 attacking players on offense are penalty killers. I didn't even say anything bad.
No, I was getting ready for it. I hit the button by accident.
I've never seen it in my life where the penalty kill gets a 3-on-1. I've seen so many. The forwards do not care. They don't play defense, leaving the goaltender out to dry. The defense can't make a breakout pass to save their life. A simple breakout pass. There's nothing here. They're all. Vincent Trocheck makes me really mad because he says all these stuff like, oh, and people are like, oh, he should be next captain. He can't make a pass. He can't score. He's a third line center at best right now. I had other things they prepared to talk about real quick.
There's a list that's a problem. Like we both know this. Whenever anyone in sports media comes up with a list, we are in for a treat. And
But now I
keep it going.
Let him cook.
But when they fire Laviolette, I can't get excited for a new head coach because I know it's not going to be inspired or creative at all. There are too many Ranger fans who want David Carl from Denver, the University of Denver, who's like been killing it there. But I just have to say that's not happening. The only time he's going to leave for an NHL job is if it's in Colorado, which is not happening anytime soon for the Avalanche. Why would he leave the University of Denver? He's having such great success. And there are too many people who also keep bringing up Mike Sullivan. Mike Sullivan might not get fired. He might not get fired.
Where is he?
Pittsburgh. He's still in Pittsburgh.
He's not.
No.
What? Wait, you're telling me Mike Sullivan's not fired?
Because he's a good coach.
I do. Mike Sullivan, who I initially wanted the Devils to hire last year.
But he didn't get fired.
I thought, okay. I did not know he was not.
He's not even available.
Okay,
You can't make stuff.
Luke, do you have anything else?
We got a lot more, I think.
Oh, well, someone who's definitely going to get considered is John Tortorella. And I'm not in love with that potential hire. I will say, I will entertain the thought of bringing him here because I know more than anything, he will make these batch of players and losers just as miserable as I was watching them try to play. Showing up in uniform and being out there. That I was. He will make them as miserable as I was watching them this entire season. And better yet, he might make them want to leave. And good riddance if they hire him, which they probably won't. But I can't. They're gonna make some sort of uninspired hire, like Bruce Boudreau, probably.
Barbecue.
Or no. Worse yet, that would make me actually mad is that they've it's probably gonna be happening. Joe Quenneville. They might hire Joe Quenneville. Oh
my God!
I'm scared that will happen.
Oh no. Okay, so man, disappointing the Rangers. Where are they going, Luke? Where are they going?
That would require class.
I got it.
That would require.
Right, they're going to Galveston.
Oh, that's what. Damn it! That's what I was gonna say. That's what I was gonna say.
I don't know. I just hope it's not here.
They're gonna. Be,
what golf course are they going to be playing on?
They're gonna try and qualify for the U.S. Open in a couple of months. That's exactly what they're gonna try.
Yeah, where's the U.S. Open being played this year?
26 is. I don't even know.
Well, if Mika Zibanejad's slap shot from the top slot is anything, I think he's gonna overshoot it all.
He's gonna play like that. That one there's this one young player from Spain. I forgot his name, but was the U.S. amateur champion. He hits it like 330. He's +6.
He's +6. Yeah, through 6 holes at the Masters today. Jeez, bro.
I mean, I've paid attention to it. We'll talk about it at the end. I think some of these players should try and qualify for. Maybe, I don't know. I know there's some smaller tournaments they could play in, like the Barracuda or something that I thought was named after a fish. It's not.
Luke, I got a question. This is based off a conversation we had yesterday. If the New York Rangers, if the 2024-25 New York Rangers were a train, what would they be?
Oh, a train.
No, trust me, this is relevant.
So...
Are you talking about like a subway train? Like
a train, like that type of train.
So like, can I get an example of what you mean by this?
For context, yesterday at lunch, Luke and I had we went on a 25-minute tangent about trains.
What would?
Because trains are awesome.
Because
I know that.
Well, okay, the Rangers aren't.
No, Luke.
You see, the comparison is not comparable because the Rangers are not awesome. In fact, they suck.
No. If they were, there are bad types of trains out there.
Oh no, I know.
Would they be like? Would they be like a Metro North?
Oh no, Long Island Railroad, like the oldest version of Long Island Railroad cars that are still out there. Oh my God, there's no air conditioning, there's no nothing, and you get that during rush hour.
But that's the Islanders.
That's very true, actually. Yes, That is the New York Islanders, just consistent underachieving because you know what the product you're gonna get, and when you just go on in the car, you're like, ah, crap, I'm ready. For
I gotta
failure."
say, as someone who lives in New Jersey and deals with the
Oh, the New Jersey
NJ
Trans.
Transit. No, dude, I've rode on the LIRR before. That's like the future compared to New Jersey Transit.
I have to learn how to take that thing a couple weeks.
New Jersey Transit, no, it's awful. It is awful. I'm just warning you. It is the worst thing that a human in this country can possibly go through. Like I believe that.
Is
dude.
it worse?
NJ Transit's.
Is it worse than Los Angeles traffic?
Oh, that's tough. That's really
See,
really
ball
tough.
knowledge. I knew about
That's
the LA
tough.
traffic.
That's tough. I know LA traffic is really bad. I mean,
The 50-50,
oh
isn't
man,
it?
dude, driving. I gotta think about that. Driving through LA traffic.
Or even better, we'll keep it with the New York reference: driving through Manhattan or New Jersey Transit.
Well, I can't think of a train.
well, New Jersey Transit, in my experience,
oh God,
at least you get from point A to point B.
you
No.
don't half the time. No,
Like, well, it's
Eventually-
terrible.
Well, the Rangers
Granted-
can't even get to point A. First of all, they can't even get to point
they
A.
do sound like they sound like what like the because I know I've taken Amtrak recently, and sometimes with Amtrak, the trains are delayed by like a couple of hours. That sounds
Oh
like
yeah, no, the
kinda
NJ Transit
set-
deals with some of like their commuter lines. Like there will be like
oh
a 5:30 train from Penn Station that goes down Jersey.
what's in Trenton?
The Penn Station, the Long Branch line.
Oh jeez, I've heard about
That'll
this.
be like that'll get delayed at like the 5:30 one will be delayed.
Like how the question is
Like,
how much?
by too long. The fact that it gets delayed in the first place.
Oh no, you haven't seen nothing yet. No, so you're talking about
No,
delays.
dude, NJ Trent. No, I will win the struggle
Why are we
battle.
on it? Why
I
are,
will win the struggle battle if we're talking about NJ Transit versus Metro North.
No, I'm
Anyways,
saying
NJ Transit is significantly worse
why did we go on this tangent
Anyways,
again? Let's go
because
back
it's
to you.
funny. Because it's
Yeah.
funny,
It is
and we're
kinda
still
funny.
technically in our first segment. We have,
And-
and then Luke kind of ran out of steam.
Luke.
And so back to what I no.
Oh no, I know. I found out something for my other video. Go ahead.
So I had a thought. I'm starting to lose it.
My fault.
About the Rangers. What was I gonna say about? Oh, there we go. Listen, if the losing players like Barclay Goodrow and Jacob Trooper were enough to fracture the dynamic of the locker room, they got much bigger problems. I'm sorry.
Awful players, by the way.
Spare parts.
Going to like, where did they go to Seattle?
Anaheim, San Jose, and Anaheim.
I was like, I don't want to talk Seattle.
And
I don't know why I
they gave
thought
him up without giving up any assets
Good.
to get rid of them.
Good, brilliant.
It's just, and it's gonna get worse from here on out. I just want these players gone. I need at some point things need to change, and the entitlement that they've had about like, oh, they don't respect us. No, because you don't respect yourself. You don't play. You're not playing hard enough. You clearly you aren't. I've never seen competitiveness shouldn't be like a choice. It should be you are required to be competitive, and they're not. They have zero multi-goal comebacks this entire season. The moment they go down by 2 goals, the game's over. Foregone conclusion. They have not had a 3-game winning streak since November. It is April. It is 2025. Nothing would make. They're gonna make. I just don't know what they're gonna. Nothing will be excite me this season, especially if a lot of these players return. Nothing's gonna excite me. It's just gonna be the same here. And this team, no, the delusional people who think, oh, it'll follow the same pattern. You are a lost cause. This team is nowhere near as good, has nowhere near as good of a floor and a ceiling as the '94 team did, in the same parallels. I don't know. Do you have any questions for me that you want answered about and I'll give my opinions.
So train. Okay. So I'm not gonna make that reference. So with the way, we only have like a couple minutes left in this segment anyway. NHL free agency, like what needs to happen in order for anything to change? I know like trades and players being moved on from are obvious, but I mean I don't know what the Rangers cap situation really is.
They needed to subtract. If they add, I'm like not gonna be thrilled.
So just nukes. That's what
Yeah.
you want.
You trying to be like the Blue Jackets?
Prepare for the following off season.
That's a way
Oh
to,
God, no.
what?
You're not he's insinuating at McDavid. That's what he's insinuating at.
I'd rather that than
When do you
anyone
lose
else here.
Panarin?
The following off season.
Oh, very good. When the cap goes up again, probably. Oh, geez.
I'm like not moved by a lot of the people who are available.
Wait, I'm even more concerned because how much money is McDavid gonna get?
He's probably gonna get 21 million a year.
What? The
Oh yeah,
No, he's breaking 20.
he's breaking 20 million.
Dude, he is.
NHL contracts are preparing to go through the
Bro,
roof.
Vladislav Gavrikov gonna get 9
money,
million, probably.
because McDavid is, for my money, at least in my opinion, the best hockey player to like grace this planet since Gretzky. Like I think best
Better than
since-
Ovi?
Best since Gretzky. Ovi's the greatest goal scorer ever.
Oh yeah, he broke the
McDavid's the
record
best.
against the
Yeah.
Islanders.
Well,
Yeah.
we were supposed to. I know. I was.
Yeah, McDavid's the best hockey
Didn't tell
player
me.
since Gretzky. I think he's better than Crosby has ever been.
I mean, he's had point per game seasons.
Damn it. How did my Islanders? Of course, the one time Sorokin gets beat by Ovechkin is the one time he has the one goal that to break the record.
You knew that was going to happen. though.
I didn't because Sorokin was really good against Ovechkin.
but you,
it was-
you
what
did.
the?
You.
Why?
It got
Damn
people to
it.
watch an Islander game.
Yeah, got people to watch an Islander.
Fair point,
That had
honestly.
the biggest. I was thinking
Fair,
about. I saw a
honestly.
tweet. I forgot who it was from, but it was basically saying something like that game probably had the biggest mid-game ratings drop off ever because
Oh, yeah.
nobody is gonna sit there and voluntarily.
Hey, we
watch
won that
an
game still.
Islanders
We
game.
won that game.
Oh yeah,
still.
You won that game.
Yeah.
4-1.
I forgot.
Their only goal was
check.
Ovechkin. We scored
didn't
4 straight
check.
afterwards.
I don't
It was
think
great.
they cared though.
I will also say in terms of positive for the Rangers, back to it. Last night it was a broadcast from Sam and JD on TNT.
Oh yeah.
So that
yeah.
that was good vibes. Too bad the team still sucks.
Yeah, you got 8 dropped. Tyson Forrester scored a hat trick.
Yeah.
I was watching that game. Like I
That's
caught the
nuts.
tail end of that game because, well, it's like if the Rangers lost, the Devils would have clinched the playoff spot. Which
I will say,
of course they did.
Dylan Tippett scored like the sickest ending a goal I've ever seen, like from his own zone bar down.
Yeah,
that was-
sad. Like
that
when
was
I
pretty
saw
sick.
that, I thought that deflected off
A point.
somebody's.
No, he just
stick,
ripped
but
it. He just ripped
he just ripped it. Just
it bar down. from
Yeah,
his
that
own
was
zone.
cool.
That was pretty sick. The Rangers make me sick every time I watch them.
Lance, I think that's a way to put it. We're gonna take a quick break. We'll be back in about a minute
so
here
bad.
on WIUR Radio.
This is WIUR Radio.
Hi, this is Anthony Carlo, TV news reporter in New York City and proud alum. If you're looking for a career in media, Iona is the place to be. From internships to real-world experience, Iona's media program is unprecedented. Take it from an industry professional who made it in the biz.
Now back to WIUR, Iona University Radio.
Welcome back to Ball Knowers. I'm your host, Robbie Basil. I'm today's host, Robbie Basil. That's like the thing I should be saying more often. But somehow, despite us being about 24 minutes into this show, we're not done with hockey yet. I know, shocking, isn't it? Let's go. Cam gets 2 minutes after Luke's long Rangers segment to talk about the Devils, who, unlike the Rangers, clinched the playoff spot last night. Good for them. They're
You're
going to be the third team out of the Metro Division because the Atlantic finally decided to perform and do things. But yeah, talk us through it. The final team likely the final team out of the Metro is New Jersey.
I'm gonna say, like, obviously, I'm happy that they clinched after the injuries to Jack Hughes and Dougie Hamilton and Jonas Siegenthaler. I thought the team was gonna fall apart. I thought they were
You
gonna
did.
bottom out. I thought because Columbus was hot, the Rangers were also hot at the time.
No, they were not.
They were
sort of hot.
They
They fell off right.
they were
afterwards,
playing
but
but
they were
playing a hell of a
hot
lot better than the Devils at that time. That's for sure.
Yeah.
They were
There
not.
there was like only I think there was like a 4-point gap at one point.
You worried over nothing. If
I
you
did not
talk-
worry.
worried
I
about the
did not
Rangers.
worry over nothing. If anything, well,
After all the
Columbus,
injuries they had?
but the Columbus, and you know the Rangers. I always said they were roaches. I didn't believe that they were
Yeah,
dead
on
until
my
well,
time, they're roaches. On my
Uh,
time.
But like I'm just happy that they made it. I don't expect them to do anything in the playoffs. I think they're gonna get blown out by Carolina. It would be really, really funny if we did beat them though, just because it would be another notch in the bad era of Rod Brindamore, and this would be maybe a good thing for the Rangers because it would lead to Brindamore getting fired, and you know the Rangers would back up the Brinks truck for him.
I don't think
So-
Brindamore is getting fired.
I don't know.
But if he loses in the first round to a Jack Hughes-less Devils team, yeah, that's grounds to get canned. Especially when the standard in Carolina for the last million years, it seems, has been cup or bust. It's been bust for every single one of those years.
Let's get 8 wins. Let's get halfway there.
I mean, yeah, they just.
That's their standard, no?
8 wins instead of 16.
I mean, but like with the Devils, they have picked up more lately. Nico Heischer's really stepped up a lot. Would it be really fun if they did make a bit of a run here? Yeah, but to be honest, when going into this season and as everything went on, if you asked me what I wanted this season to be in December, I would have been like, make it to the conference final. Because that team was a wagon for a little while there. But then they tapered off. People started getting hurt. People started swapping time being injured. And then everybody got hit with the bug at once, which, you know, there's little concerns there. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it. But overall, I just want them to get back to being in the playoffs on a consistent basis. I want playoffs to be the baseline, the bare minimum. And they hit that bare minimum, and I'm happy, regardless of what happens. And hey, dude, in the playoffs, if you have a hot goalie, anything can happen. We've seen teams pull runs out of nowhere. We've seen teams with 38 wins upset teams in the first round, dude. We've seen things like this happen. And the Devils, I think they have the goaltending edge over Carolina, at least. You know, if Jacob Markstrom doesn't play the way he played against Boston, which, woof, that was a terrible game. But, you know, Carolina got blown out by them too, dude. Both of these teams in this matchup are not playing good hockey lately at all. But, you know, I'm happy. I'm happy to just see them in the playoffs, and I'm happy that the Rangers are out, so I can just enjoy.
I'm also happy they're out.
So I can just
soon to
enjoy.
be out.
So I can just enjoy the playoffs and not have to worry about an arch rival going all the way. I'm just gonna thoroughly enjoy it this time. You know,
So you're gonna thoroughly enjoy being eliminated by the Hurricanes.
I'm not gonna enjoy that, but I'm gonna be like, I'm just
I
gonna
think it's
be
a fair
like,
question.
I'm just gonna be like, nah. Well, it depends on how they get eliminated. If it's another shock at the Rock situation, then yeah, I'm gonna be pissed. But if it just goes the way that it did in 23, where we just get outplayed, I'll be like, okay, yeah, fair. I'll be able to enjoy it. Again, I've said a million times, I bet with how the rest of this bracket is shaping out, I'm more excited to watch every other series.
Oh yeah, no,
Battle of Ontario, Battle of Florida.
Had the Senators made the playoffs?
Yeah, they did, dude. That's a good team.
That's
A good group right there, dude. You some people too. I still think too many people are sleeping on the Senators. That's a group of gamers, dude. They have Dylan Cousins now.
I know.
Brady
He's been great.
Kachuk, dude. We saw Brady Kachuk, dude.
Dude, Dylan Cousins got
Dude, Brady
traded.
Kachuk, Captain America. Brady
Yeah.
Kachuk.
Isn't Matt Kachuk?
No,
captain?
Brady Kachuk.
No, Brady Kachuk. Matt
Brady
Kachuk.
Brady actually scored.
Matt
Matt-
Kachuk
Matt-
got hurt.
And he was like, "Oh, I gotta be in this game, but I'm hurt. I gotta take a roster spot from someone else, a lineup spot
Fair
from someone
point.
else."
Fair enough. Brady Kachuk, stud.
Selfish.
Ottawa just built different. Montreal's gonna make the playoffs. I don't know what the hell
That's an
about.
exciting team. I could see that team getting blown out in the first round in 5, or I could see them making it to the Cup final.
They're not
I,
beating
I,
Washington.
I really think there's no in between with that team.
They're not.
They
beating
are
Washington.
so hot and cold. When they're hot, they're a neutron star, man. That team is hot when they're hot, but when they're cold, they're very bleh. Again, dude, Nick Suzuki is the Nico Heischer of Nico Heischers.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, the first round of the Maple Leafs would be facing the center. You
Yeah,
said
Battle
Battle
of
of
Ontario.
Ontario.
Battle of
Dude, the
Ontario.
Senators the Sens are totally winning that. I'll say that now. The Sens are
That
totally
history is now on their side, though.
winning. Yeah.
That's the Senators are the one team that the Leafs consistently
completely-
own in the playoffs.
Dude, the West is also kind of
Dude, the West
Yeah.
is
the
gonna be
West
so
is
good.
nuts.
That's gonna be
Winnipeg,
fun.
What
Minnesota.
the heck happened? What happened to St. Louis?
They won like 11 of their last.
No,
12.
I meant why were they losing a lot? How are they behind Minnesota now? What's that about?
I think because Minnesota's a good.
Minnesota
Well,
won
the
last night.
93.
Minnesota's although
They're
Minnesota.
both in the playoffs.
Minnesota
right now.
lost back-to-back games to the Devils, so like,
The
no.
Blues also have lost back-to-back, so
Ooh.
failure is inevitable. Winnipeg is essentially clinched that division. That's nearly clinched.
I mean,
they
they're
have three
probably
teams in that
they're
division over
probably
100
getting
points.
they're probably winning the President's Trophy.
They have
Winnipeg.
three teams in that division. that
Like
have over
Winnipeg or
100.
Washington.
Right now it would be Winnipeg
Oh.
by 3 points. It's Winnipeg, then the Leafs,
Or it's Winnipeg, then the Caps.
Winnipeg, then the Caps, then the Stars, the Avs, and the Leafs.
Mm.
By the way, 3 teams in the same division in the top 4 of the President's Trophy. Have them joined in
Dude,
by the
talk about
Vegas Golden Knights.
Talk about top heavy.
And then you have yourself a team.
Yeah,
There's no one-
we're bottoming out at the bottom.
yeah, and then you have
the
the
Rangers.
Rangers. Oh no, at least you're not the Bruins.
I don't know. I think those players try.
The Bruins, the Bruins, they tried.
Dude,
They try.
I can tell you firsthand, dude. Those players care.
know who I'm shocked sucked so bad? What is going on with Detroit? Like, what are they
You're
doing?
surprised?
Detroit has
Can they
been the
fire
team
Yzerman
that-
because they're not doing anything?
Detroit's been the team that everybody swears is going to break out.
No,
That was
And
Ottawa
then
for
they
the
never
longest
did.
that was
time.
Buffalo.
Like that. That
No,
was
no,
Ottawa.
that was Ottawa. for
2
the
years
longest
ago,
time.
it was Buffalo.
First it was
developing.
first it was the Devils,
Yes.
the team that everybody swore was going to break out, but never did until they
Yes.
did. Then it was Buffalo. People
For like
thought
a year.
like for a year, everybody thought the Sabres were going to be like third in the Atlantic.
I had them making the
Or,
playoffs.
like
last
everybody
year.
thought they were going to be at least a wild card team last year.
They
And
teased everybody
you had Ottawa and then you had Detroit. There were 4 teams, all of them from the Eastern Conference, who everybody
All in
swore
the
was going to
same
break
division,
out.
essentially.
Everybody
Other than
swore
the
was
Devils.
going to break out, but never did.
Yeah.
I'm still uncomfortable with Detroit being in the East.
Yeah.
That doesn't sit right with
Well,
me.
it's better for travel. They're in the East.
Like, yeah, I know it's better for
travel.
travel, but dude, taking them out of the same conference and division as Colorado
who
and
would you have put
Chicago.
in the East then? Who would you have put then?
I don't know, dude.
There's
Maybe
no one.
Nashville.
I think-
That actually makes
Nashville
sense.
Nashville makes more sense in the East than.
But they're
Detroit.
technically in like Central Time Zone apparently.
They are in
so
the
is
Central Time
Detroit. Isn't Detroit also?
No, it's
Yes.
Eastern Time Zone.
Oh.
No, Detroit's in the Central.
No, it's Eastern Time Zone. I've been to.
How the hell does that work?
They're right underneath Ontario.
Detroit?
Yeah, in Michigan. It's right underneath.
Dude, Ontario's a big
It's a big
chunk of
province.
land.
You know the
So
Central
all the
Time
Canadian
Zone when you go-
provinces are
when you go
huge, dude.
west of Ohio. No,
It's bigger than every other state except like Texas and California.
there's no way that the freaking no. It's in the Central Time Zone. Oh, no.
The Ontario could be.
Michigan is not in the Central Time Zone.
No,
Dude, Ontario
What?
could be its own country.
And it's bigger than half of the European countries. I'll give
Yeah.
it that. But we have to talk about baseball.
Yeah.
oh,
Diamond time. Yankees go.
I'm confused. I'm just confused. I don't know what to make of these guys. I don't. I was like, you got a lineup that's. I mean, first of all, Ben Rice. I love him, but like he's really good, dude. Ben Rice, dude, he rakes. He rakes, and I think he's going to continue to rake. I'm buying Ben Rice right now, which means everybody else sell your Ben Rice shares. But like he's hitting the ball hard, he's tattooing it. Anthony Volpe, he's contributing offensively. I think he could.
Name.
I think he could develop. No. I hate that nickname. It's a nickname so bad we can't repeat it on the air.
Oh, good. I don't even know.
But no, it's bad. It's bad. It's one of those names that makes you go pause. That's one of those names. I mean, Judge, he's Judge, I guess. I mean, I thought he was going to fall off a little bit, but apparently he's still destroying baseballs, and we'll see about that in October. The rotation, Max Fried he shoved yesterday.
Yep.
He struck out 11. The bullpen has been all right for the most part. I mean, Luke Weaver, he's been great. Devin Williams, though, we got a problem.
Guess who has him on his fantasy team?
We have thanks. We got a major problem, dude. Devin Williams sucks, and I think he's going to continue to suck. I don't know what, dude. Pete broke him. I think that's the prevailing narrative here. Pete broke. Yeah, but no thanks to him. He left it. He left the game. He came into that game yesterday with a 4-0 lead. He allowed 3 runs and the tying run on second with 2 outs. Mark Leiter within 2 pitches got the next guy to fly out to center. But if that ball went off the bat a little differently, it would have blooped in and the game would have been tied.
That's crazy.
Dude, Devin Williams, he can't be the closer. And this is my problem with Aaron Boone. He can, fans, millions of people can see a problem right in front of us. And as simple as Devin Williams shouldn't be the closer and Luke Weaver should be, because Luke Weaver has been the only guy in the last 5 years to have the mental fortitude necessary to come into games in the 9th inning in safe situations and shut the door with relative ease. Devin Williams hasn't done that. Clay Holmes, even though he shoved as a starter, he didn't do that as a closer. Luke Weaver's the only guy who's proven he's mentally capable of doing it. And Devin Williams, dude, for all the stink that he made, he was the reason they changed the beard rule. Now it's like he's underperforming. That's a terrible look. He's probably all in his head about it. I don't think he's going to turn around. The changeup, which everybody hailed as like one of the best pitches on earth, it's a ball every single time it leaves his hand. I'm like, that's my big takeaway. Dude, Devin Williams, he shouldn't be the closer. And the thing is, they're going to keep throwing him out there because the only way Aaron Boone can get somebody else to be the closer is if he's forced to make the change. We're going to be sitting here having the same conversation in the middle of July about Devin Williams just losing another game, he's going to have like 10 blown saves. The Yankees are going to be like 3 games back of the division lead. And they would have been leading by 4 if Devin Williams didn't blow all those games. And then Aaron Boone is still going to sit there being, he's figuring things out. We believe in him. He's just working through it. It's like, dude, we can't keep doing this. And I know what's going to happen. I just know what's going to happen. I've been watching this team long enough. I've been watching this group long enough to know exactly how this is going to go. And I know for a fact that I'm going to be right. I'm going to be sitting here talking about, or not sitting here, I'm going to be on my show at home or on Sports Grid
or on
talking about Devin Williams blowing 1 million games in the middle of July, but still being thrust into the same exact situations that he keeps failing in.
And you know where the Yankees will be? First place in the AL East?
Probably, I don't know. Maybe.
I don't know.
Maybe. I don't know. I think Boston.
What's going on with Toronto? Like, what the heck?
Toronto, dude. Toronto.
I could tell.
Okay, first of all, it's April baseball sample sizes. Toronto, they're going to fall off. I don't think Toronto's going
They
anywhere.
already fell off. If we go to my segment soon enough, my portion soon enough.
I mean, I'll talk about teams underperforming in a second, but finish your part, Cam.
Well, like I mean, the Yankees, maybe they'll be in first. I think their lineup is going to overperform enough to where they're going to build enough of a cushion. I know exactly how this is going to go. They're going to have a couple months where they're going to be hot. They're going to be torrid. You look at Paul Goldschmidt right now. He's not going to be putting up those numbers by August. They're going to start really hot. They're going to have like a 10-game lead in June. And then Father's Day. Father's Day is always the checkpoint that they hit where they just forget how to hit. Everybody except for Judge and maybe a couple other assorted guys at a time. But they're going to fall off. They're going to have the worst record in the sport for a month and a half period. And then they're going to tread water just enough the rest of the way to where they make the playoffs or win their division. I know this is exactly how it's going to go. I could put anything on it. I'll put anything on it going this way. That's exactly how this is going to go because I've seen it play through time after time after time after time. That's how this team operates. And you know where it's going to get them? Short of their ultimate goal of winning a championship. Every single time, that's how it goes. Because I'm not like super duper mad about it. I'm not like throwing things. I'm just accepting it. That's how it's going to go. That's how it is. Because when you run it back with the same people, with the same management, with the same front office, with the same players for them, although they've had a lot of turnover, but it's a similar philosophy.
At some point, you want to hear something different.
Yeah, like they're
Like the
not doing
Rangers.
anything. They haven't tried anything different. So
No,
why
but
should I
work
think that the
together, work
result's
with the
going to be
same
different?
team.
They're the Carolina Hurricanes.
They're the Rangers.
Sure,
Well-
they're like, okay, no, they're not that. They're not that.
I mean, you guys went from like winning like a million games and then just underperforming the playoffs.
They
Oh, you
went
guys
to
are
the
the
World
Carolina
Series.
Hurricanes.
They went to the World Series. They went to
They
the
are the
World Series
Carolina
last year. Although
Hurricanes.
the last year they had Juan Soto, and that was a deviation.
No,
that was a major
They
deviation
are the
last year.
Carolina Hurricanes.
The Hurricanes have not won a single game in the conference final in over
When they
in
blew it in the
20
World
years.
Series, they blew it.
No,
Wow,
I think it's like that they're the Carolina Hurricanes in that
They had a good player.
they run it
Oh,
back
okay,
with the
yeah.
same.
There
Like
you
they're
go, yeah.
technically really good. You could look at them on a surface level and think that they're world class, but when you really look into them, they're always falling short of winning a title, which is what the goal is over there. Because if you make the playoffs enough times, you're going to want to eventually, be the last team standing. Call me crazy, but that's kind of how it works in sports. But they're the Carolina Hurricanes in that they have the same process. They keep running it back with the same people, same philosophy, same players, and they expect the different results. The definition of insanity. And I know that's a word that's used a lot in sports. It's kind of overused, but in this case, it is. It's apt. It's fit. At least for the Yankees and Hurricanes, it's fit.
Yeah.
Like, sure, they're good enough to look really good on surface level. They're good enough to have Vegas pump them up. Dude, you know how much money FanDuel has made off people betting on the Yankees and the Hurricanes
I can only imagine.
to win the World Series and Stanley Cup? Dude.
Time for underachieving Central. Speaking of underachieving, the NL Central is where we're going to begin today. Though I will talk about over and underachievers. What is going on with the Cubs? Like, they're the most weird team I've ever seen because their leader in batting average is at 326 with Nico Horner, and his OPS is south of 750. What am I watching? I don't know. Horner's though Kyle Tucker's been really good.
That says a lot about the rest of the teams at the
Yeah.
division.
Kyle Tucker's been really good. Justin Steele's been fine. But it's just like, bro,
Yeah.
what is happening over there?
No one's happier than Kyle Tucker after Vlad signing.
That's very true. Also, shout out to Jamison Tyone for an ERA north of 6. He looks like someone that would play in
Wow,
MAC
dude.
baseball. The fall off must be studied.
Oh,
Speaking about a fall
JMO.
off that must be studied, Atlanta 2-9. I can get behind that actually. I am loving my Atlanta Braves prediction right now because I had them missing the playoffs, I had them being bad, and they're 2-9.
You're too optimistic about their. I think they're
Gonna be fine though. They're gonna be fine. But I'm like 2-9. I can get behind that. They're gonna be that team that just pisses off everyone. But Atlanta, they just have not done anything right. I'll be honest. They've been haven't they not won a road game yet? Is that
I don't know.
I mean, you could check away record. And you were just there. Atlanta has
No
not won a-
wins.
They're 0-7
on the road.
Jeez.
I know they can't hit on the road either. And they also blew that game to the Phillies last night, which great game, by the way. Atlanta, they've been bad. The White Sox, they lost because Mike Tauchman got hurt rounding the bases.
Mike Tauchman
Rounding
he's still
He was
kicking.
rounding third and hurt his
They are
hamstring
also
right in
5
the
on the
middle of the
road.
third baseline.
They are 1-5.
I'm just
0-5.
shocked that Mike Tauchman's still
road.
playing.
Yeah, they should have won yesterday, though. They're playing the Guardians, another team that's been bad. Speaking of the weirdest teams I've ever seen, the Angels. Now, I don't want to alarm anyone. The Angels are leading the West. Have you seen
Well,
who they've played though?
I mean, well,
They're-
Texas is technically leading the
Texas is
West.
technically leading it now, but do you know who the Angels have played? Click on their schedule.
It's like
Luke.
the Cardinals. I know that.
They
I've
played
been
the
looking-
Cardinals, the White Sox, the Guardians, and I think they open with the Rays.
a real mosh posh of just
Meh.
different
Of
tiers
just-
teams.
Of just meh. It's
Just
like the
different
most
tiers of
disappointing
teams.
Thanksgiving meal you could possibly have. That's the weirdest start ever. Cardinals, Guardians, they're playing the Rays. They're playing the Rays again.
They're playing right now.
What? They're playing them again? Wait, who did they start the season with? They did not start with the Cardinals. I believe they started with the Rays, right? Or the White Sox.
Wait, this is March, right?
Yeah. They started
The
with
White Sox.
They started with the White Sox.
Well, a loss.
Oh yeah, no, the Angels. I think one game lost 9-0 to the White Sox.
8-1.
8-1
on the opening day, and then they won the series.
Excellent work there. Didn't they win that game 1-0? Perfect.
Nothing.
Peak baseball. The Angels, but they're a weird team. The Mariners have predictably been terrible. They're 5-8. I don't know what the deal is with them. They can't hit. I could tell you that for free.
Like what we all
Also, the final shout out we're going to give today are the Marlins. They're third.
said. Yeah.
They actually can hit. They can't pitch for anything, but
With a win the day after that.
they did yesterday against the Mets, which is
they're-
where we're going to next.
Yes.
The Mets.
I will just
said not
say-
the mess of the Mets. Tongue twister. Try saying that 3 times fast. Luke, you get a couple of minutes. You get 4 minutes to talk about the New York
4
Mets.
minutes. All right. Well, I mean, I can't really complain. They're 8-4 to start the season. They swept the Blue Jays, which in pretty convincing fashion. Well, I mean, the second game where they were down, they had a multiple run comeback, which is something that Rangers can't say they have done. The New York Rangers. I mean, I've been satisfied with. I've been really blown away by the pitching. Hitting leaves a lot to be desired. In one particular player who's just not very good at anything. Brett Beatty.
We've been waiting for this, by the way, all day. Like I've been waiting for this theory.
At some point, a player just sucks. We've reached that point with Brett Beatty. He just sucks. He's the most useless. He might be the most useless player I've ever seen grace the baseball field. I don't know what he does. He doesn't do anything. He can't hit. You don't have to pitch anything to Brett Beatty. You don't have to pitch anything else. He can't hit pitches in the strike zone, which is where you're supposed to hit pitches. He can't hit a minimal fastball. He can't lift the ball. And if it's either he's a 2-outcome player, a strikeout or a ground out. He faced his first 3-1 count of the season yesterday. His first 3-1 count of the season came yesterday.
What?
Yeah.
3? Wow.
That's the first time he faced a 3-1 count at all the season was yesterday. Again,
What's it been? Nearly a month into the season?
it's been at least 20 plus plate appearances, and they keep giving. Do you know how many hockey prospects would have debated the hockey? Do you know how many hockey prospects would have killed to have the chance? The amount of chances that Brett Beatty has had it for baseball. He's had so many chances to be given the reins at something. He does nothing. He's Mr. February for a reason. There are too many Mets fans fooled by his spring training once again, and he can't do it here. But you know what? There's time today. He might get sent down, or better, or even we tell him he's a Syracuse Mets player right now because they are going to be playing in Sacramento tomorrow in a minor league baseball season. So maybe the lights will change for him.
Are they playing where the A's play?
Yeah, a minor league baseball
so they
stadium.
actually
So
share that
maybe
place.
the lights will be there for him. the bright lights of AAA baseball.
We'll see.
He can't field. He cost the Mets runs yesterday with a throwing error. There's nothing there. He's essentially unsalvageable. Because Mark Viento is run away because we'll actually hit something in the strike zone every once in a while. Brett Beatty can't even do that. There's nothing there. And the people who still believe in him, insanity. He can't do it. He hasn't been able to do it at the major league level, ever. And I can't believe there was at one point you would say you would have Brett Beatty, Cameron. There's at one point you would say you would take Brett Beatty on your team.
Oh yeah, I did say that.
You did say that.
Very good.
And I would have walked him. I would have taken him to the taxi, packed his bags to the Bronx, right for you. But other than that, it's just one player.
Good.
and the Mets are in a pretty good spot right now.
Could be worse. Well, we're gonna take one more break. When we come back, it is the time for some of us to talk about the Masters tournament. We'll talk golf when we return on WIUR Radio.
From New York, this is WIUR Radio.
Welcome back to WIUR Radio. I'm Robbie Basil alongside Luke Dolan and Cam Woolley. And Luke actually gave us an interesting stat in terms of NHL players with plus minus. Leading the race for the green jacket in hockey is Connor Bedard again, who
minus 40.
Remember last year in this race, apparently he blew it in the last week of the season to not win the green jacket last year. But let's talk about the actual race to win the Masters title. It kicked off this morning. We've had a very weird leaderboard early on. I'll talk about this for a little bit. This is my neck of the woods. You have your favorites. Your Scotty Schefflers are in there. He's at 3 under par, 1 behind. Joaquin Niemann from Liv. He's been really good. The Chilean, he's at 2 under. You have other favorites, Colin Morikawa, who finally decided to show up after his infinite par start. Minwoo Lee, who I had in the projected in the top 10. He was my top 10 lock of the week on my show. He's at under par as well. But like any Masters tradition, we have a very random person leading in the middle of day one. Stefan Jaeger? I've never heard of this dude.
Me neither.
And I pretty much know everyone in the whole field other than the amateurs. By what their actual name is. Because I watch golf a little too much, but I watched enough to I know who these people are. This guy I've never heard of before. I mean, if you look at the rest of the Masters leaderboard, a lot of people haven't started yet, which you have your Rory McIlroys, Xander Schauffele, McIlroy, and Hovland go off right after the show ends.
McIlroy's been
at
going
101
for a while.
McIlroy hasn't won a major in 11 years.
Yeah,
11.
Exactly.
2014 PGA was his last major
it's
one.
been a while. Although that's the thing with golfers, they'll stick around 20 years after their prime.
Oh my god, yeah. I mean, if you
did,
win,
did Tiger even qualify this year?
He's having another surgery or something on a meniscus. I don't know. Remember what the injury was, but he just had it.
He used up all his powers in 2019.
Also, I thought this guy was Mackenzie Weegar for a minute. It's actually just Mike Weir. That looked like it was spelled the same for a minute to me.
Weird.
Other players that just suck. Apparently, we're gonna follow Luke's route of people who are just bad today. Justin Thomas is +1. He should be with how many chances he's had. He should be.
He's Brett Beatty.
He is Brett Beatty.
Where's Brooks Koepka?
Has he started yet? He actually just hit his opening tee shot just a couple moments ago. So Brooks Koepka is underway. He's with Henley and Sungjae Im. And then my favorite group, actually no, McIlroy's at 112. I read it wrong. He's with Akshay Bhatia, the very young lefty who people have had high praise for, the California
Let
native.
me guess, left-handed. They're comparing him to
No,
Phil
but he's
Mickelson.
tall, is built like me, and hits it 320. He's like a unit. He's with Ludvig Aberg from Sweden. A lot of people picked him to win. I just think he can't perform at a course like this. I think this is a course that would just break him in the end. If you remember last year, he was leading at one point and then just bottled it. That's a very Swedish golf move.
Augusta. So
yeah, but who was your pick to win the Masters?
I don't really. I'm just watching because
you're just enjoying the vibes.
I'm just enjoying the vibes, dude. Man, it's fun. It's just fun. Now that I play,
comment below if you want me to do an Instagram live golf match against Cam.
You would probably beat me.
I don't know. I suck playing actually against people.
I think that would be a fun WIUR.
Oh my god, no! That should go. Hold on. content idea. WIUR Instagram, president versus show host. Like that at the course near me or camp. That would be a video.
Playing
That's
playing
a
at
video.
my crappy local course.
Hey, mine's not much
Playing
better.
at the patch.
Wait, is it 9-hole course or an 18?
It's 9.
So for those who followed my golf journey, I played this course called the Caniac Park, which is a town park. There's like baseball fields and everything around it. And it's this short, dinky little 9-hole course. That's where I started. I originally started at this place called Eisenhower, which is where all the 18-hole courses are. That are cheap. And then I stopped. And then when I came back during like COVID and whatever, everyone played at Caniac. So that was like a very Nassau County thing to do. You go to Christopher Morley, which is like a very tight fairway. If you miss it to the right, you're in the woods.
Like you can't hit a fairway.
Yeah.
Like you gotta hit it like dead on.
But some of the holes are longer, but some of the holes are also more gettable. And if you want to play a more open course, you go to Caniac, which is a little bit more of a drive for me and my dad. And that's where I started, and I played Eisenhower. What's my best score? 83 or something? 84 maybe. I mean,
I don't think I've broken 100 yet.
Best 9-hole score. I was playing around in 2020. This was right around my birthday. I was +2 through 6, and I could make every putt. I parred like a couple holes. I bogeyed a hole, and then we were going to walk to the 7th tee, which is through this tree line. We're walking through the tree line. The heavens, unfortunately, did not want to see me score my lowest round ever, and the course got flooded, essentially.
Oh,
so
yeah.
My best aggregate score through 6 holes is +2. But on school, my best 9-hole, I sucked in matches. My best one was a 41 on 9 when I played this kid from a school called Wantagh High School. It was my first match. It's my best score. I did not break 41 since. It's so disappointing.
I know we have like a club golf team.
You should play that.
I was like, now that it'd be a good way to play.
I know some of like the actual golf guys, like they shoot shout out my boys Connor Henderson, Zach Baldwin. Those guys are like +1s or +2s, whatever the hell they are.
Jeez,
I know Connor shot like sub-60s in the MAC tournament, former MAC Rookie of the Year.
Man.
He was my suite mate my freshman year. Great guys, both Zach and Connor. But they both hit it long. I do not hit it long, but my short game is miraculous. I
gotta say, like my short game has gotten better though.
What do you just hate chipping or something? Or
no, my short game's good. Like I have an okay enough short game. I can't hit it long. I think my problem is
he's
my swing
tall and strong.
Too much arms. Too much arm movement. I don't have the right technique.
Yeah. No,
I need to do more shoulders and hips and just let my arms follow through.
Yeah.
That's what I gotta do.
Nah, I remember
also putting. I play at this course up in Vermont. My uncle's a member.
Vermont course. Okay.
It's beautiful.
I can imagine.
It was beautiful. I came this close to sinking like a 30-footer.
I remember we were playing a match.
Okay, by the way, it's 1 now. So
I know.
I'm saying like if we don't stop, we're gonna.
Yeah, I know. After this comment, I'll give my master's pick. Luke, if you want, you have any other comments?
Well, this is what the range has been aiming for. So
yes,
surely in this tournament.
No, my brother and I, we played this match against his teammates from school baseball. Or no, we played his baseball travel teammates. And I sunk this like 40-something footer to tie the hole in a match to keep us 1 up with 2 to play.
Man.
Then both of them hit it in the water on 17 on the par 3. And my brother hit it on the green. And I scolded. I almost hit a duck. But we won the match on that. And then we shot, I think, 1 under on the last 3 as a duo. I think we shot like 76. We went crazy. But finally, my master's pick. I don't even remember who I had 2. I said it was going to be. I just found out some WBC news. We'll talk about that next week. Oh no, we don't have a show next week.
Why not? No,
because of Easter,
Holy Thursday.
Yeah. So my master's pick, I went with Justin Thomas and Colin Morikawa. Both of them are playing okay, not great. Morikawa -1, Thomas +1. Hopefully, if you tune in to any of my shows, you can check out how the Masters, or you could watch it on on I think CBS or
Paramount Plus.
Paramount Plus.
Dab, I'm
and
gonna
the
have that
Masters.com
cranking all weekend.
Masters.com website though also goes well if you don't have Paramount Plus. But finally, we have some WIUR news. We have baseball this weekend. It's back on WIUR Sports Broadcasting. You get to hear Cam and myself with roles reversed. He'll make his play-by-play debut in the second game of a doubleheader tomorrow. Very, very exciting. And then we have, from what I remember, broadcast-wise, we have 5 games in 3 days on campus. Well, baseball's not really on campus, but you kind of get where I'm going with because you have 2 games of baseball tomorrow, 2 lacrosse games on Saturday in the pouring rain, and then you have our baseball series concluding on WIUR on Sunday. That is the end of another edition of Ball Knowers. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like and subscribe. We're off next week. We'll see you guys in 2 weeks for one of the final Ball Knowers episodes of the season. For Cam Woolley and Luke Dolan, I'm Robbie Basil saying so long. See you guys next time.
And in advance, rest in piss, New York Rangers.
Yeah. See you guys in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Live from New York, this is WIUR Radio.